चलो सहेली, चलो सहेली,
चलो रे साथी, चलो रे साथी.
Ladies and gentlemen, I hope you enjoyed the event so far. And now, I would like to invite on stage our ambassador, Her Excellency Mrs. Banashri Bose Harrison, for her opening remarks. Please give a warm welcome.
Namaste. Hey. Welcome now. What are we celebrating today? Holi. Mehak stole my lines and already told you the story. But a few features of the festival that we are celebrating together that I would like to highlight. Firstly, what we are celebrating today, Madam Chief Guest Margaret Selifan from Lisa and her family, all of you are chief guests. What we are celebrating today is not actually Holi, because that was 6th of March, but the spirit of Holi. And what is the spirit of Holi? Two things I feel are most important about the spirit of Holi. One is that it is a festival of integration. It is a festival that is played by the poor, by the rich, by people of every religion, caste and creed. What you are seeing in this little room, this very civilized flower petals, but you're seeing the colors, so you can imagine. In India, on the day of Holi, this is happening in every nook and corner of the country, where people are coming out. They're not asking, what is your religion? There's a little bit of care about the gender, but otherwise it's a free-for-all. And the child will throw a big water-filled colorful balloon at his teacher, or an older person, something unheard of otherwise. This is the festival which just brings everybody together. It is the festival of integration. And this spirit of integration is something that India cherishes and wants to share with every country. I think even in Sweden, which is very advanced, this message of integration is something that you understand and appreciate, isn't it? Right? So one thing is that the spirit of Holi is the spirit of integration. What is the other thing about Holi? As Mehak mentioned, Holi symbolizes, as many festivals of different religions do, the victory of good over evil. The story of young Prahlad, who wanted to pray to God and was stopped by his father, and all kinds of things were done to him. It's a very interesting story. Maybe a Bollywood film could be made about it. Maybe it's already been made about it. But finally, this child who believes, who sticks to his faith, who sticks to his values, he wins. He survives this big fire in which he's supposed to burn. He survives it and he comes out. And this message, that good triumphs over not so good, that good triumphs over evil, is a message that we all, I think, need to hear again and again when we see happenings around us which seem to indicate the opposite, which seem to indicate that bad things are happening. So it's important to think of festivals which remind you that ultimately the good will triumph. Well, two important things. The third and the most important reason why we are celebrating today is because Holi is fun. Holi is joyous. And we as Indians, members of the Indian community, want to share this joy with you. Joy is a feeling that makes friends, and that is why we are celebrating the spirit of Holi. And I have to thank and acknowledge Madam Preeti Singh, to whom I mentioned this soon after I came. Because in other countries that I have been, this festival was celebrated. It was a great occasion that even the people of the country that I was hosting really enjoyed. And I was told that no, Holi, has never been celebrated in Sweden. I can understand it now. Holi essentially means throwing of colors and water, and the season in which Holi comes. You don't want to do that in Sweden. So we have come up with this innovation of the spirit of Holi, and thank you for being here. Next time we'll do it on an even bigger, larger, and more successful scale if you remain with us and remain true to the spirit of Holi. Thank you. Thank you very much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite the chief guest of the evening, Mrs. Margareta Sederfeld, member of Riksdag, who has long been a friend of India. Welcome.
Dear guests, Madam Ambassador, Miss Banashi Foster Harrison, Excellencies, distinguished guests, dear friends of India, it's a true honor for me to be here today and celebrate the Holi together with all of you. I'm trying to speak in English, but I will first of all say a few words in Swedish. Att fira Holi här ikväll är fantastiskt. Det är viktigt, precis som Madam Ambassador Rose Harrison sa, att ta vara på glädjeämnena. Att se till att fira, att inte låta de mörka stunderna få tynga ner oss. De ska vi vara medvetna om. Vi ska bekämpa det som handlar om främlingsfientlighet, det som handlar om konflikter. Men vi måste också glädjas. Vi måste ta vara på glädjen i tillvaron. Och det gör vi här ikväll med Holi. Jag vill också säga att för mig som svensk så ser jag Holi inte bara som det goda som vinner över det onda, eller det ljusa som vinner över det mörka. Jag ser det som att vi välkomnar våren. Att våren äntligen är här. Vi som är födda och lever här i Sverige, eller man har flyttat hit till Sverige, vi vet att vintern, den är mörk, den är tung. Så här i mars, då börjar vi vakna till liv igen. Våren kommer. Snart är det valborgsmässoafton när vi tänder eldarna. Snart kan vi njuta av sommaren. Det är också en del av Holi. Dear guests, I'm sorry. I said a few words in Swedish, but I had to do so. And now I will try to speak continue in English. I would like to say a few things about the spirit of Holi. For me as a Swedish person, Holi is of course the victory for the good over the bad, for the light over the dark. But it's also a welcoming of the spring, the time when the flowers start to grow, when we could welcome the light again. And here in the north, we know that very soon it will be daylight almost 24 hours. That's really, really something to celebrate. And I would also say that celebrating the spring, we have the Holi, but we do also have, for example, here in Stockholm, the Royal Ballet had just finished the performance of Stravinsky's The Rite of Spring. And we do also have, for those of us who go to museum, we could see at Primavera, the painting of Botticelli. It's also celebrating the spring. And here in Sweden, we celebrate valborgsmässoafton. It's the end of April. It's when we welcome the spring. And how we do it? We do like Indians. We light the bonfires. And we stand together at the bonfires and sing. And what we also have, it's valborgsmässoafton. Most of us think about the university city, where are the students groups who sing traditional Swedish songs and celebrate and welcoming the spring. And I do also want to highlight the water. And here in Stockholm, we are surrounded by the water. And also we have the Stockholm Water Prize. A few weeks ago, the winner of the Stockholm Water Prize for 2015, it was Mr. Rajendra Singh from India. In the video later in August to receive the prize by himself. But Mr. Rajendra Singh, he got the prize because of his very, very hard work and courage to improve the water quality for people at the rural area in India. And I think that's really important. Without water, we can't live. And those people who try and work to make a better world, to make it easier for everyone to live, they are really worth to honor. And I'm very happy for that. And I must also say that the relation between India and Sweden, they have faced the spring. Since India's independence, 1947, there have been a continuing building between the relations between India and Sweden. And I'm here thinking about the Sweden-India Business Council that was founded in Stockholm 2003, and also that the Swedish Chamber of Commerce have also started an office in India a few years ago. And once again, I must say that the spirit of Holi, it's a fantastic celebration. I could see all the colors here. I was actually a little bit frightened before. I know that in India, where you celebrate the spring and Holi, you throw color everywhere, and I was thinking about what will happen with Sheraton. And last of all, I must say thanks to Madam Ambassador, and thank to Miss Pretty Thing for this fantastic and marvelous evening. Thanks.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, I would like to invite on stage one of the board members of the newly formed Indian Culture Center, Mr. Prashant Jain.
Namaste everyone. First I would like to say thanks to all the people who took their precious time to part of this event. Well, the first question which arises in everyone's mind, what was the need of opening an Indian Culture Center in Sweden? Well, India, strong word. A country of 1.6 billion people and 1/6 of the world's population. The thing with India is that how much we know about Indian culture and history anyways. A lot of people doesn't know much about it. Therefore, we decided we will launch a platform under Indian Culture Center Sweden, which will showcase different events, culture festivals. In the future, we also are looking forward to open classes, for yoga classes, Hindi language classes, and other, culture awareness workshop, which will enlighten the people who are living in Sweden, which they will know about Indian culture and history. We would also like to give our sincere gratitude to our Honorable Ambassador. Without her support, it would be impossible to host such a wonderful event going forward to start an Indian Culture Center in Sweden. Indian Culture Center in Sweden is the first Indian Culture Center program which has been launched in the whole Nordics. So it's a great platform which will give all the people a more to know about Indian culture. Indian Culture Center is not for us, it's for the people like you who have been living here for so many years, who wants to know about Indian culture, history, and the different values of the culture. Last but not the least, I would like to invite on stage the mind behind Indian Culture Center, founder and director, Ms. Preeti Singh. Ladies and gentlemen, please give a big round of applause for Ms. Preeti Singh.
Okay, welcome all. Thank thank you all so much for joining us tonight. And special thanks Miss Margareta Serifan and Miss Vanashiri, boss, Indian Ambassador of Indian Embassy, the collaboration with us for this event. I wish you all the good evening for everyone. Thanks.